When I was 13, my mom was diagnosed with cancer. Her doctors were confused. She was only 45, never smoked, ran 5 miles a day. So they looked at her genes, and they found that she carried a mutation, which by some estimates gives you a 90% chance of getting cancer. My mother recovered and kept the gene a secret from my sisters and me. But when I was 20, I learned I carried it as well. I wear this bracelet to symbolize it. And I became obsessed with cancer. I read the memoirs of dying cancer patients. I demanded my mother's medical records. And what I learned frightened me, because the way she had been treated seemed stupid to me. I don't mean that her doctors were bad. On the contrary, they were the best in the world, acting on the best available medical knowledge. They decided her cancer was bad because they looked at a picture of her tumor, and they looked at the cells, and they rated them on factors like how quickly they seemed to be growing. But cancer is too complicated to sum up like this. It's a disease of mutated genes, and you have tens of thousands of genes. There's no way you're going to capture that complexity in a single number. And so I was frightened because I did not believe my mother's doctors knew what they were dealing with. But then I read a paper from computer scientists. They had designed a computer program that would look at cancer cells just like my mother's, and in the photographs of those cells, they would automatically measure more than 6,000 details, and then they would mathematically combine those details to predict how bad the cancer would be. Sure enough, the computer program noticed things that human doctors could not. So, feeling hope for the first time, I joined the lab of the scientist who wrote the paper, and I began to learn about the other remarkable things you could do by studying cancer with computers. You could search through millions of possible mutations to identify the ones that were actually dangerous, that put women like my mother at risk. And then you could search through millions of possible drug molecules to identify the ones that would actually work. Best of all, you could do this in a few months, as opposed to the decades it might take using conventional biological techniques. I now hope to spend my life developing such computer programs. People think that computer science is about a nerd in a dark basement writing code that no one will ever understand, but it isn't about that. It's about having at your fingertips the ability to give hope to a girl who's just learned that she carries a cancer gene, hope for herself and hope for her mother. I was that girl, and I hope to be that scientist, and I would be honored if you would fight at my side.